project addresses thermal limitations for lithium-ion batteries, which are typically used for high current applications of fast charging and discharging. The current state of the art involves either air cooling or liquid cooling. However, both of these cooling mechanisms have got thermal limitations. As the fluid progresses through battery packs, which is made out of thousands of cells, the fluid gradually warms up, and therefore it uses its effectiveness to keep cooling the cells. And therefore you always end up with a cell which is hotter than the rest, and that becomes the weakest link. Nevac exploits the concept of boiling, or as we know, the latent heat. This gives it two distinct advantages. First one, the entire battery pack boils or is maintained at a single temperature, the boiling point of the coolant. And the second one is, because the latent heat is an order of magnitude bigger than the specific heat capacity of coolants, then it can extract a higher magnitude of heat from battery cells. We found a coolant which is at the comfort temperature of battery cells. About 37 degrees, battery cells become uncomfortable. So if our coolant reaches that point, it boils, it turns into vapor, and it takes a portion of that heat away into another part of the battery pack, where it condenses back and it replenishes the pool, and it creates this self-sustaining mechanism. So in this way, all the cells of the pack are kept at the same temperature, and we eliminate the weakest link, or typically the hottest cell in that pack. This, however, gives it also another advantage. The latent heat is an order of magnitude bigger than the specific heat capacity of liquids, and therefore it can extract more heat from battery cells. And the advantage of this is that you can charge and discharge batteries at much higher rates, and therefore you can input higher current into them without them warming up above the boiling point. This project was a collaboration between the Institute of Aerospace Technologies within the University of Malta and Abertach's Chemtronics. The University of Malta was involved in the experimental setup and all the simulations which have been made, while Abertach provided us with the samples and the prototypes which needed to be manufactured.
Abertach have had in this project by first setting up the process to assemble the battery pack all together and making it as a whole battery pack. So many cells were welded together to make a whole battery pack. Then from that step, we have designed a cycling system so that we can charge and discharge the battery and simulate the battery in its lifetime. So we cycle the battery and we compare a battery pack which has cooling and another one which worked without cooling. From there we know the advantage of having the cooling system.
Project Nevac was funded through the Malta Council for Science and Technology, through the Fusion Technology Development Programme. This collaboration between industry and academia would not have been possible without this funding. We have now filed for a patent application and it's pending the review process. We believe that this technology could actually allow us to get closer towards electric mobility. In a world which is moving in that direction, fast charging seems to be a main limitation, and because we can now cool batteries better, we can input higher current rates into them and therefore make fast charging possible.